Well, hello, people and mentally ill liberals. I'm gonna read something to you that might strike the mental ill people as being bigotry and racism, but nevertheless, this is the truth. Believe it or not, this is a survey that has been done in Europe, and it says that a third of Muslims in France thinks that terrorism is acceptable. A new study has found, with the full report being delayed until after the election because it was not politically correct. And that's again this mental illness you liberals suffer from. Finding of the studies, which canvassed the opinions of 6,828 high school students after the 2015 Paris attacks, were presented at a press conference in the French capital by researchers Oliver Galland and Anne Moussel. The results are disturbing but not surprising, given attitudes among Muslims living in European countries. A young Muslim is 4 times more likely to adhere to radical beliefs than a Christian. 33% of Muslim students consider it acceptable to participate in violent actions for his ideas. In other words, a third are sympathetic towards terrorism, and that is what you mental ill people call yourself liberal here in America. With all your riots and all your disturbances, you know better than the Muslims. You're in the same boat. It just haven't come to the calamities as we see in Europe, but I would say you have the same thoughts. You're just as bad as they are. 20% of Muslim students agreed with the statement that it was acceptable to stand up for your religion with weapons. It's acceptable to stand up to defend yourself, but not to attack people. Did you understand that, mental ill liberals? 24% of those surveyed refused to fully condemn the Charlie Hebdo killings. 21% of those surveyed refused to fully condemn the Bataclan theater massacre, during which 89 people were killed as a part of a wider November 13 Paris attack that claimed 130 lives. It is worth to emphasizing that the percentage of young Muslims who refuse to condemn Charlie Hebdo and the November 13 massacre are likely to be much higher than the numbers listed above, given that those results are representative of the entire sample, and Muslims make up just 25% of the sample. When asked if these attitudes could be due to economic and social factors or a sense of victimization, the researchers responded that membership in the Muslim religion is most predictive factor. Note Westminster. What are you going to say, liberals? The results were not very politically correct, remarked French journalist Gavin Le Goulet, while others at the press conference expressed concern about the timing, noting that the full report would not be released until after the election. Left-wing newspaper Le Monde slammed the researchers for opening Pandora's box. Well, we need to call a shovel, a spade, because it's freaking not cotton and wool, liberals, by simply relating the facts of the study. However, the results are in line with previous polls, such as the 2006 Pew Global Attitude Study, which found that 42% of Muslims aged between 18 and 29 thought that suicide bombing was sometimes justified. Well, I just want to say, all this LGBT talk there is in this country, I just want to say, if I see a man walk into a lady's restroom because he allowed to do so, I'm going to grab him by his balls and drag him out and humiliate him. Or if it's a woman running into a man's restroom thinking that she's going to use the urinal to pee in, I'm going to drag her by the hair and out and humiliate her. Look between your legs, you transgender idiots. What do you have down there? Do you got a pecker or you got a slit? between your legs. If you have a pecker, men's room, you have a slit, women's restroom, and nowhere else. The study indicates that the concerns of the majority of the Europeans who went and asked in a recent Royal Institute of International Affairs survey said that they would like to see a total ban on Muslim immigration. Yeah, I would like that Muslims are banned for coming to the United States of America, but that is racism, that is hate speech, that is bigotry. No, I know what they are. They are a satanic cult, and they are willing and they are very able to kill without even blinking. And we can go on to here. On Facebook, our fantastic Facebook that everybody loves so much because they're sitting driving their cars and looking for all the comments for all the selfies that they have taken and describing their miserable life. But this woman called Laura is saying that white women should be hunted and killed. Then they won't get white babies who think they own the world. That was actually being complained about by a Facebook user, and Facebook is answering to this. Thank you for taking the time to report something that you feel may violate our community standards. Reports like yours are an important part of making Facebook a safe and welcoming environment. We reviewed the comment you reported for displaying hate speech and found it doesn't violate our community standards. But I can rest assured, in this case, if I'm making a video, putting that on Facebook and speaking out against Muslims and their satanic cult, that video would be taken down and I would probably be banned from Facebook for a while. If I do it on Twitter, I would be banned from Twitter for a while. But if I'm saying something like, oh man, we should go out and kill white people because white people are evil, then I'm pretty sure that video or comment would actually be able to stick around on Facebook indefinitely. And it will probably be reposted and go viral for that matter. But I mean, what's going on with you liberals? Are you really that brainwashed? I mean, you would like these satanic people coming over here, and they are satanic people, period. Because if you look on a Christian standpoint, the truth of the Bible, and looking at the 10 Commandments, which is part of commandments, but also principles to live by, I think it's number 4 saying that thou shalt not commit murder, thou shalt not kill. But what are they doing? They're running around, killing and raping everything they can come near. They are so-called refugees in Europe. I also call them refugees because that's what they are. It's the fact. They think they are allowed to do such things, to hurt their brothers and sisters. And if you go look at how Muhammad actually considered himself, he was human. He considered himself as the most pure human being on this planet, and yet he was suicidal, yet he had 4 wives and he married them before they were they even got into their puberty, and when they were 9 he consummated the marriage. You know how I mean. He had sex with them in their vagina. They're not allowed to do that until they're 9. And in this country we have a law that says you have to be 18 years old in order to have sex. But Muslims are allowed to do it on goats as much as they please, called sodomism. And they are allowed to marry 6-year-old girls and make love to them between their legs, and when they're 9 they are allowed to stick it in her. And Muhammad, he said he thinks that he is possessed by some demon. That's what he said. And where is demons? Where do they come from? The demons. They are the disembodied fallen angels, meaning they were once angels, but they were condemned by God for what they did in the days of Noah. They came down here and destroyed everything. Everything. So God had to reset it. And these people is running around in the name of Allah, should I say, in the name of Satan and his messenger Muhammad, and legalizing their bestiality, their sickening behavior. And we just have to put up with that. Now, I agree with the fool Donald Trump, who has not yet arrested George Soros, which he is obliged to do. But I agree with him that we should stop any immigration from any Muslim country on this planet until the Muslims themselves clean up their act and get their shit together. Until then, no one enters this country, because we need to protect America from foreign and domestic enemies. Plain and simple. So you can call me a racist. I don't care. I frankly don't care what you liberal idiots are thinking. Because you're not thinking. You're acting like zombies. Because you are really zombies. You want a murderer as a president. Yes, she is a murderer. She's stealing money from everybody she can get their money from. Like Haiti. Billions of dollars of your money she put right down in her pocket, and Haiti got no help. And you wanted to help. She stole those money. 41 plus people have mysteriously died while being employed by Hillary Clinton because they're opposed to her lunacy. Yeah. And then we have Black Lives Matters, sponsored by Soros, founded by Soros, running around claiming that Black Lives Matters. Yeah, it does. All life matters, you idiots. All life matters, idiots. Did you get me? So I'm sorry. And this is coming right from the liver here. Being a liberal is the same as saying my ideology, political ideology, I can do what the fuck I want, and I don't care about the consequences. I don't care who suffer from what I want. That is exactly what Satanism is all about. No empathy, no feelings for anybody but yourself. Meaning that you exalt yourself like Satan above others. Therefore, are you a liberal? You are mentally ill, and you should commit yourself to an asylum and have your brain checked up, because you are ill, very ill. Over and out. Attitudes among Muslims living in European countries. A young Muslim is 4 times more likely to adhere to radical beliefs than a Christian. 33% of Muslim students consider it acceptable to, believe it or not. This is a survey that has been done in Europe, and it says that a third of Muslims in France thinks that terrorism is acceptable. A new study has found, with the full report being delayed. Well, hello, people and mentally ill liberals. I'm gonna read something to you that might strike the mental ill people as being bigotry and racism, but nevertheless, this is the truth. Students, after the 2015 Paris attacks, were presented at a press conference in the French capital by researchers Oliver Galland and Anne Moussel. The results are disturbing but not surprising. given altitude until after the election because it was not politically correct. And that's again this mental illness you liberals suffer from. Finding of the studies, which canvassed the opinions of 6,828 high school students